If you leave your living room TV on for like a week straight, you are basically actively destroying it. So how do those screens in, airports or sports bars run for 6 straight years without just melting down?
Welcome to a brand new deep dive. Today, we are looking at a spec sheet from HDTVSupply for the Hall Technologies HT-HV43, which is a 43-inch 4K display. And we're trying to answer that exact question. What actually separates commercial grade 2247 tech from the standard TV sitting on your entertainment center?
Yeah, and whether you're outfitting a business or you just love understanding how top-tier gear actually works under the hood, this breakdown is, well, it's your shortcut to mastering commercial AV tech. We are really getting into the physical engineering that keeps these screens alive.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because on the surface, the core specs of this Hall Technologies monitor look pretty familiar, right? I mean, we're looking at a 43-inch LED display pushing 4K resolution at 60 hertz.
Right. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah, standard. But then you hit its real superpower, which is a 50,000-hour lifetime rating. Now, wait. 50,000 hours is almost 6 straight years of leaving the screen on without a break. It's a great spec on paper, but I'm honestly highly skeptical.
Skeptical how?
Well, consumer TVs burn out, they suffer image retention or literally warp from heat way before that. What is physically inside this chassis that actually guarantees that lifespan?
Well, what's fascinating here is that the survival of this monitor really comes down to aggressive thermal management. Because consumer TVs simply aren't built to dissipate the heat generated by nonstop operation.
Right, they just cook themselves.
Exactly. The HT-HV43 handles it through a few very specific hardware choices. First off, it features a highly sealed, dust-resistant rear panel.
Wait, but doesn't sealing the panel trap the heat inside? I always thought you wanted maximum airflow.
Normally, yes, you do. But dust is essentially an insulating blanket, so when dust builds up on internal capacitors and chips in a normal TV, it traps heat directly against the most sensitive components.
Oh, wow, so it smothers them.
Right? It causes them to degrade and eventually fail. By blocking the dust entirely, the internal components stay clean and just rely on the heavy-duty chassis itself to act as a heat sink.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and you combine that with its specialized eco-energy settings, and you drastically reduce the thermal load.
Okay, but how do those eco settings actually work, though? If it just, dims the screen to save power, that defeats the purpose of a commercial display. You still need it to be bright enough to read a menu or a presentation.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't just aggressively dim the backlight. The ecosystem actively manages the internal power draw by stepping down voltage to non-critical background processes.
Oh, I see. So it's throttling the power on the board itself?
Exactly. It regulates the power flow on the circuit board, which keeps the ambient internal temperature low while maintaining a fully visible, crisp 4K image. It essentially manages its own thermal output so it doesn't cook itself from the inside out.
Wow. Well, if the goal is minimizing heat and preventing failure, I imagine every extra circuit board inside that chassis is a massive liability. Does that explain why the connectivity on the back of this thing is so shockingly minimal?
That is the core reason, yeah. When you look at the I/O, you get exactly one HDMI input, one display port, and simple 2.5-watt integrated stereo speakers.
And that's it.
That is it. There is no massive array of gaming ports, no complex audio routing, and zero internet jacks for smart streaming apps.
It's like a commercial delivery truck, right? It doesn't have the heavy air conditioning or the leather seats of a sports car, but it has a massive radiator and an overbuilt engine specifically designed to run 300,000 miles without breaking down. It ditches the bloatware so it can focus entirely on reliability.
That's a great analogy. That stripping down of features is totally by design because in the commercial AV space, every extra smart feature or complex port is just another potential point of failure.
Right.
Businesses demand absolute simplicity. You mount it using a standard 100 by 100 VS mount, which is just the universal industry standard for wall brackets.
Yeah.
You plug in a single video source, and you control it with a basic IR remote.
So you literally plug it in and forget it exists.
Yes, ensuring zero technical hiccups for the user.
Which makes total sense. I mean, if you are managing a massive digital menu board or a video wall in a lobby, the absolute last thing you want is the screen randomly popping up a software update notification.
Dropping its Wi-Fi connection in the middle of lunch rush, yeah. The simplicity is the feature. You are eliminating the variables that cause consumer electronics to crash.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home? The HT-HV43 is currently listed at $12,710, and there is a 15% discount code available. What you're seeing here is proof that in the AV world, you aren't just paying for picture quality.
Right, you are paying for relentless reliability. You're investing in endurance.
Exactly.
It's an entirely different engineering philosophy centered on keeping the system running no matter what.
Which leaves us with a pretty wild thought to chew on. If commercial monitors can be engineered to run flawlessly for over half a decade without ever being turned off, what does that tell us about the planned obsolescence of the standard consumer electronics we buy for our own homes?
That's a very good question.
Right. Next time you fire up that flashy app-loaded TV in your living room, you might just wonder how long it was truly built to last.